to the Pitaadipati of Puttigama Mata, Sri Sugunendra Tirtha Swamiji, whose vision has turned this town into a global classroom for the Bhagavad Gita. My reverence to all the learned Swamijis of Ashtamatas, the scholars, and the thousands of devotees who have turned Udipi into Vaikuntha today. Coming to Udipi, I could feel the spiritual vibrations, which is very hard to describe. This is not just a temple town. This is a spiritual powerhouse of Bharat. As I have said earlier, maybe I'm fortunate enough to have the blessing of Lord Hanuman. So, Pratamo Hanuman Nama, Dvitiyo Bhima Yevacha, Purna Prajna Tritiyastu Bhagavat Kali Sadhaka. The glory of Udipi became even greater because of Jagadguru Sri Madhvacharya, who is worshipped as a third incarnation of Lord, appearing as Hanuman in Treta Yuga, Bhima in Dwapar Yuga, and Madhvacharya in Kali Yuga. In his divine form, he installed the idol of Sri Krishna at Udipi and founded the Ashtamatas, a tradition that has continued for more than 800 years. His Dvaita philosophy and his teachings brought clarity and purpose to spiritual life and continue to inspire countless devotees even today. Following this sacred lineage is His Holiness Sri Sugunendra Tirtha Swamiji, the 30th Pontiff of Sri Puttigamata, who accepted sannyasa at the young age of 12. Swamiji has taken the teachings of Srimad Madhvacharya philosophy across the world and established many spiritual centers abroad to guide devotees living outside our Bharat. He has represented Hindu Dharma on global platforms, including the United Nations. Most importantly, he made possible a historic achievement where 1 crore people wrote the complete Bhagavad Gita. Where 1 crore people wrote the complete Bhagavad Gita, which is of 700 slokas. This 40 Gita Lekhana Yajna stands as a shining example of his vision, dedication, and deep love for Dharma. On this auspicious occasion, I extend my heartfelt congratulations and respectful salutations to all the 1 crore devotees who have written the sacred Bhagavad Gita with deep faith and devotion. Today in this yajna, I will be also joining you to finish my part. As I walked into Mata today, I was reminded of the great devotee Kanakadasa. History tells us that when the doors were closed, his devotion was so strong that Lord Krishna turned around and the wall cracked open to give him darshan. That Kanakana Kindi is not just a window. It is a proof that bhakti is greater than caste, greater than the status, and greater than the power. That is the beauty of our Sanatana Dharma. It does not exclude, it embraces. Friend, to all the devotees and all the gurus, I stand here today as an ardent devotee of our culture. We are concluding the Lakshakanta Gita Parayana. Over 1 lakh voices have chanted the song of the Lord. Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji was here a few days ago, and he rightly said, the Gita is a manual for national security. And I would like to add to that, the Gita is the ultimate manifesto for humanity, as Guruji said. Just in the afternoon, I have tweeted on my social media handle about the opportunity which was bestowed on me. And I was quoting about our visual picture about majestic sketch of Lord Krishna imparting the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna in our handwritten constitution, original handwritten constitution. See, in the original handwritten constitution of India, the very document that defines a republic, the directive principles of state policy, is decorated with a majestic sketch of Lord Sri Krishna imparting the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Our constitution makers intentionally placed this illustration there because the directive principles describe the moral vision of the nation: justice, welfare, responsibility, equality, and righteous governance. And what better symbolizes these ideals than Sri Krishna guiding Arjuna on the path of Dharma? Some think Dharma and constitution are two different words, but they're not. Dharma is the moral compass, constitution is the legal compass. These two are complementary and both aim towards the same direction: a just, peaceful, and compassionate society. This convergence was possible because Sanatana Dharma was never a blind superstition. It was a science, and it is a science encoded in the form of a spiritual wisdom. And this is evident in how the world studies, codes, applies its principles across the cultures today. From Einstein and Thoreau to Oppenheimer and modern psychologists, the Gita has shaped world thought for centuries. Because the Gita speaks to the human soul, not to a particular region. It answers three universal questions: who am I? What is my duty? How do I act rightly amidst confusion? No text answers this with such simplicity and depth. And when we reflect on everything that is contemplated over this entire month in this month, the Gita is not something we read and leave behind. It is something that walks with us in every decision, every confusion, and every inner battle. And who said it? This is nothing but Lord Krishna. If you look at Lord Krishna's personality, he toyed with danger, he toyed with death, even before he was born. And he had known for his courage, known for his compassion, and love and resilience, and above all his detachment. Goddess of death was always haunting him even before he was born. After all the war, he went and embraced death by himself. He was never a king, but he helped kingdoms to exist. He helped kings to exist. He never looked at a position. He never sought for a position. Always he said, try to balance. Always he wanted to restore Dharma. So the Gita is coming from such a man, such a Lord. We all bow down to, and such a divine being. And he's a great consensus builder. Irrespective of all the opposites, people of different who would be fighting with each other, he can bring consensus. I take a lot of strength from Lord Krishna. Maybe I don't know a great Sanskrit, I don't know the slokas of Sanskrit, but I know the essence of Gita. Do your duty, don't expect any results. Just do your duty, keep on going. That's why whether I lose, I win, I don't care. I keep going, I keep doing that. I took that spirit from me. So like me in everyday life, all of us face our own many Kurukshetras. We face situations which test our integrity. There are decisions that test our courage. There are pressures to compromise, to choose what is popular or what is right. In those moments of solitude, the Gita guides us. It reminds us that we are not the doer, we are not the kartas. We are merely an instrument, nimitta matru. The Gita has taught me nishkama karma. To do my duty as an individual, as a minister, it could be anybody, in whatever role I serve. To do it fiercely, completely and honestly, without worrying about whether it will get me results, votes in the next election or not, I don't care. If I do good, I'll do it. If I do good, let the results speak. Whether it is good, bad, I don't care. So if I stand by truth, and I stand alone, so be it. Because the Gita teaches that victory is where dharma is, yato dharmastha jaga. Today we see a world where Sanatana Dharma is often targeted. And we had seen it in Tamil Nadu also. We see ridicule disguised as freedom of speech. But let me tell you, from this holy platform of Madhvacharya, silence is no longer an option. Acharya Madhva, the proponent of Dvaita philosophy, was not just a saint, he was a revolutionary thinker. He proved that devotion requires strength. Look at the idol of Lord Krishna here. He holds the churning rod in one hand and the rope in the other. It signifies that to get the butter, which is metaphorically known as wisdom, you must churn the ocean of life, you must face the struggle. Today, majority of the population in Bharat are youth. I also see many youngsters in this town. I give a call to all the youth, especially Gen Z, and to all my young brothers and sisters. Do not treat the Bhagavad Gita as a book to be kept in the puja room and wrapped in a red cloth. Read it if you are depressed. Gita is your counselor. If you are confused, Gita will become your mentor. If you are a leader, Gita is your moral compass. When the thinkers and devotees from the different countries sit together in this dharmic atmosphere, they embody the ancient Indian vision of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the heart of Bharat's global outreach today. This is not a mere religious contribution, this is a civilizational contribution by Puttagaya Mutt. For centuries, it is this very civilizational strength that has guided and protected our nation. This Karma Bhumi has endured invasions, turmoil, and countless challenges, not because of weapons or wealth, but because of our scriptures, our traditions, our saints, and our sacred institutions that kept Dharma alive and unbroken. Our sages encapsulated that strength in these words, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. The principle that when we protect Dharma, Dharma will protect us. The eternal law is the very heart of the Gita, the guiding force of our civilization, and the moral spirit that inspired the makers of the Constitution. That's the reason Bhagavad Gita cannot be seen as a mere scripture. It is the living pulse of our civilization. It has given courage to warriors, clarity to leaders, comfort to the distressed, and wisdom to the generations. Just a couple of days back, this timeless wisdom echoed once again on the world stage when our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji presented a Russian translation of the Bhagavad Gita to the President Putin at this crucial moment in global affairs, right in the middle of ongoing war with Ukraine. That gesture reminds the world that India's greatest export is not weapons or wealth, but wisdom. Climate change, conflict, terrorism, family breakdowns, social divisions, these crises reflect not a shortage of resources, but a shortage of clarity. That is why Gita is more relevant today than ever before. And I'm honored to receive the blessings of Sri Subnendra Tirtha Swamiji for his divine blessings. And Sri Swamiji recently conferred the title Bharata Bhagya Vidata upon our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi. This honor reflects the Swamiji's recognition of the Prime Minister's sustained commitment to strengthening India's cultural foundations and upholding the values that define our civilizational journey. And one more thing about, if you look at Lord Krishna, what we learn is about Goraksha. Protecting the cow or Goraksha is not just about emotions or farming. It is a core principle of Dharma and a key part of Bharatiya tradition. I myself, around almost close to 20 years back, a friend of mine had gifted a cow to me. It came to my farmhouse as a gift. Now today, I have a Goshala of around 60 cows. The reason why I'm sharing this is hardly I'd like to share one of them. But when the cows are getting slaughtered, instead of fighting, there are crores of Hindus out there, crores of people who go to temples every day. We can form societies in our own native villages. As a Panchayati Raj minister, And I hold a portfolio of PR and renown. In PR, we propose something like Gokula, where government will give money to build cow sheds, and people can avail that. And there are community goshalas, and we are trying to do that. So if entire Hindu community in this country, instead of making their records, instead of doing everything, if each and every community protect their cows or gomatas in their own area, I think we don't have to get fear about it. We are part of upholding them. Even Lord Krishna as Govinduru emphasized caring for cows. So we go to Lord Krishna temple, we take prasad and we leave it there. We don't really actually bring back home. If everyone could, at least one family could adopt a cow, gomata, I don't think we have to go through all these kinds of turbulence. Instead of being helpless, and I myself can imagine starting with one cow. Today I have a goshala of 60 cows. There are enough money that we spend money on cinema film tickets, we go to clubs, people go to clubs, people go to luxuries, they spend on marriages. How come being Hindus, instead of before blaming other religion, why we as Hindus, why don't we protect our Gomatas, why don't we each of us take the initiative? I think all of us should think. Because I have 60 cows goshala, that's why I'm sharing this, it is possible. So today, cow slaughter continues in certain regions, threatening both our ethical and economic foundation. By supporting cow protection initiatives, from community efforts to activities led by traditional monks, we safeguard not only the cow, but the very principles that sustain a righteous civilization. And before, one message I would like to give, and I would like to finish my speech. And Gen Z, especially the new generation and millennials, and the young professionals of this digital age, live in a constant Kurukshetra, a battlefield of information overload, career pressure, identity confusion, loneliness and hyper-connected lives in the fear of failure in a competitive world. For them, Gita is not old philosophy. It is a guide to mental strength and a manual for emotional resilience. When Gita says karmanya vadikaras, they focus on your action, not the outcome. Action is only in our hands, never the outcome. And truly, with 15 years or 20 years I struggled, even as an actor I struggled, even as a political leader I struggled. I never thought I would reach this, I would get this. I said that my duty is to do. Rest, what would be given as a gift will be from the karma, the outcome is about God will give. Whether it doesn't give, that's okay. In fact, this is as a human being, as a truth. Instead of reciting slokas, even a bit part, an ounce of practice is more essential of Gita than reciting the entire Gita and by hearting those words. Mere by hearting the verses is not enough. It is a message to Gen Z needs more than ever in an age ruled by marks, metrics, likes and comparison. And Gita leaves a message to the youth of Bharat. Stand up for your culture. Stand up for your dharma. When you are upholding of your own dharma, you are not antagonizing any religion. You are only supporting your religion, your dharma. That's what I believe in. When I say I'm a true Sanatani, when I say I believe in my dharma, that does not mean I'm hating other religions. My dharma never taught me to hate Islam. My dharma never taught me to hate Christianity. My dharma never taught to hate any other religion. That's the reason why we have all the more reasons to stand up and to stand up for your own culture, to stand up for your own. This is Lakshakanta, 1 lakh voices chanting together. This is the shield of our nation. I urge every youth to take a vote today. This will be a guardian of the civilization. That you will read the Gita, not just to memorize verses, but to gain the strength to fight adharma in our lives. Protect dharma and dharma will protect. Dharma rakshita rakshita. Dharma is not for the weak and the meek. For dharma you have to have tons of courage. You have to have great resilience. That's why reciting Gita every day, that empowers you, that strengthens you. It ensures the wisdom of the Gita is not locked in a tradition, but made available to the mind, shaping the future of Bharat and the world. That's what Gitotsava is, the essence of Gitotsava. As we now move to conclude the sacred month-long celebration, we are not ending a ritual, we are renewing our commitment to Dharma. May Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna give us the courage of Arjuna, the clarity of Krishna, and the compassion of Dharma. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Hind.